We all yearn for better lives for our future selves because, let's face it, life's too short for dull moments and soggy cereal. We're all striving for the upgrade from meh to heck yeah. In the quest for self-improvement, we often fixate on grand gestures rather than the subtle art of small tweaks. Imagine this. Small tweaks are the stealthy ninjas of improvement. They silently creep up on you, and bam! You've leveled up without even realizing it, all while sipping your morning coffee. Real change comes from the compound effect of hundreds of small decisions or tiny habits. Atomic Habits by James Clear is the guidebook to unleashing the hidden superpowers of these tiny tweaks in your life. In this video, we will dissect James Clear's Atomic Habits, extracting its key insights and ideas to turbocharge your habit-building journey. Get set to unravel the mysteries of habit formation and unleash your potential like never before. Small adjustments pave the way for massive change. We've all been guilty of expecting fireworks from a single spark and underestimating the power of consistent, albeit microscopic, improvements. As James Clear wisely puts it, success is the product of daily habit, not a once-in-a-lifetime transformation. Enter the 1% rule, the idea that making tiny, 1% improvements each day can lead to a monumental shift over time. It's like compound interest for your life. And hold into your hats, folks. If you improve just 1% each day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times more fabulous than when you started. Conversely, imagine the horror of allowing just a 1% decline each day. Before you know it, you're buried under a mountain of missed opportunities. When people start a new habit, it's like climbing a steep hill where the effort feels Herculean, but the results are frustratingly elusive. James Clear calls this part of the journey as the valley of disappointment, where dreams take a nap and expectations hit snooze. Many throw in the towel here, expecting a linear ascent to success. But fear not. As habits solidify and compound, we ascend to the plateau of growth. Here, our potential for growth becomes clear, and we leap forward, leaving the plateau behind like a superhero, taking flight thanks to the foundation laid during the plateau phase. Picture this. You've committed to learning a new instrument, but your first few attempts sound more like a cat in a blender than a virtuoso performance. Despite your best efforts, progress feels as elusive as a unicorn riding a unicycle. However, as they continue practicing and honing their skills, they eventually reach a point where their melodies become more symphonic and expressive, marking the end of the plateau phase. So keep tinkering, keep adjusting, because even the smallest changes can lead to a symphony of success. The prevailing wisdom suggests that the most effective approach to achieving our desired outcomes is by setting specific, actionable goals, whether it's getting in shape, launching a successful business, or nurturing relationships. However, research suggests that it's not the goals we set that determine success, but rather the systems we establish and consistently follow. Goals act as specific targets within a time frame, while systems involve consistent habits or processes which drive progress over time. To illustrate, in fitness, rather than just aiming for a weight loss goal, it's about establishing habits like regular exercise and balanced nutrition. Similarly, in career advancement, it's more effective to focus on continuous learning and networking. In academics, consistent study routines and active engagement are key. As James Clear pointed out, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Now, let's explore the drawbacks of a goal-centric approach. 1. Winners and losers have the same goals. Imagine a room full of Olympic athletes, all dreaming of that shiny gold medal. But hold up. Turns out, everyone's got the same dream. So, what distinguishes the champions from the rest? It's not just the goal. It's the nifty systems they've got in place. 2. Achieving a goal is only a momentary change. Ever tidy up a messy room, only to see it turn into chaos again? It's like a never-ending game of cleanup. Achieving a goal may offer temporary satisfaction, but without addressing underlying issues, lasting change is unlikely. 3. Goals restrict your happiness. Goals can create a mindset of either-or, where happiness is dependent on achieving a specific outcome. Imagine you're on a treasure hunt, thinking, once I find the treasure, then I'll be happy. But guess what? Happiness isn't just waiting at the end of the rainbow. It's right here, right now. Life's like a choose-your-own-adventure book with endless possibilities and surprising plot twists. So, enjoy the ride. Love the process, not just the prize. Because when you're rocking your system, happiness isn't some far-off destination. It's the road you're traveling on, one step at a time. 4. Goals are at odds with long-term progress. Goals can hinder long-term progress by focusing on short-term achievements. Picture this. You're sprinting towards your goal, like a cheetah chasing its prey. But as soon as you catch it, poof, your motivation evaporates faster than a puddle in the desert. So, here's the deal. Goals are like winning a game. You get that trophy, that high five, and then what? But systems? Systems are like having a game that never ends. It's all about that endless cycle of getting better and better. In essence, goals are like the map, showing you where to go. But systems? They're the engine that keeps you moving forward, mile after mile, because when you're committed to the process, that's where the magic happens. To build lasting habits, focus on shaping your identity rather than just setting outcome-based goals. Your current behaviors reflect your identity, so to change them, you must first believe new things about yourself. Change occurs at 3 levels: outcomes, processes, and identity. Most of us work from outcome to identity. For example, people will focus on outcomes like losing weight. I want to lose weight, hence I will follow the diet, and hence I will be a healthy person. However, the recipe for sustained success involves 2 steps. Decide the type of person you want to be and prove it with small wins. For instance, if you want to lose weight, become someone who moves more daily and start with small steps like increasing your daily steps gradually. Similarly, to become a better writer, commit to writing a certain number of words every day. Proving your new identity through consistent small wins is crucial for long-term success. Rather than relying solely on motivation, becoming the person you want to be is key. For instance, the goal is not to run a marathon, but to become a runner. It's not to write a book, but to become a writer. Focus on building identity-based habits now, and the results will follow. Let's talk about how habits are formed. James Clear's habit loop model explains how habits are formed through 4 key stages. 1. Cue. This is a signal that triggers you to start a behavior. It can be anything, like a time of day, a sound, a smell, or a feeling. For example, hearing your phone ring is a cue. 2. Craving. Once you notice the cue, you develop a craving or desire for something. This is the motivation to act. For instance, when you hear your phone ring, you want to know who is calling or what the message says. 3. Response. This is the actual behavior or action you take in response to the cue and craving. In our example, this would be picking up your phone and answering the call or reading the message. 4. Reward. After you complete the action, you get a reward, which makes you feel good and reinforces the behavior. The reward could be feeling connected with a friend after a call or the satisfaction of clearing a notification. Here's a simple example to illustrate. Cue. Your phone makes a notification sound. Craving. You feel curious and want to know what the notification is about. Response. You pick up your phone and check the notification. Reward. You feel satisfied and informed after reading the message. Over time, as this sequence repeats, your brain starts linking the cue with the reward. This makes it more likely that you will automatically respond the same way whenever you encounter the cue, forming a habit. So how can we use habit loop to work for us? James Clear outlines 4 laws to help us use the habit loop to form healthy habits. These laws are based on making the cue, craving, response, and reward work in our favor. 1. Make it obvious. Law. Make the cues for your desired habits clear and visible. This can be done through various strategies. Environment. Place visual reminders in your environment. Make the cues visible and obvious for desired habits and avoid unwanted habits by making cues invisible. For instance, if you want to drink more water, keep a water bottle on your desk or places where you are likely to see them. Habit stacking. Link your new habit to an existing one. For example, after you brush your teeth in the morning, you can immediately meditate for 5 minutes. Implementation intention. Decide in advance when and where you will do the habit. For example, instead of saying, "I will meditate daily," specify, "I will meditate for 5 minutes after brushing my teeth in the morning in the dining hall." 2. Make it attractive. Law. Make the habit appealing so you crave doing it. This can be achieved by temptation bundling. Pair an action you need to do with an action you want to do. For instance, listen to your favorite podcast only while exercising. Social influence. Surround yourself with people who have the habits you want. Being part of a group can make the behavior more attractive. 3. Make it easy. Law. Reduce the friction for performing the habit. Make it as simple as possible. The response can be made easy by environment design. Organize your space to make the desired habit easier to perform. For instance, if you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand. If you want to eat healthily, place the ingredients, pan, and other necessary items ready on the kitchen counter. Start small. Begin with a tiny habit that takes just a few minutes. If you want to start running, begin with a 2-minute jog. Once it becomes a routine, you can gradually increase the time. Goldilocks Rule. The Goldilocks Rule states that people are most motivated when they work on tasks that are just right in terms of difficulty. This means tasks shouldn't be too easy or too hard. Instead, they should be challenging enough to be interesting but still achievable. This keeps you engaged and motivated to keep improving. For example, start with a short walk that's challenging but manageable. 4. Make it satisfying. Law. Ensure that completing the habit feels rewarding. This can be done through immediate rewards. Give yourself a small reward after completing the habit. For instance, after a workout, treat yourself to a delicious smoothie. Tracking and celebrating. Keep track of your progress and celebrate small wins. Use a habit tracker or calendar to mark each day you successfully complete your habit. The visual progress can be satisfying and motivating. Example of applying the 4 laws. Let's say you want to build the habit of going for a walk every evening. 1. Make it obvious. Place your walking shoes by the door where you can see them as soon as you come home. 2. Make it attractive. Pair your walk with listening to your favorite music or podcast. 3. Make it easy. Start with a short 5-minute walk. Gradually increase the time as it becomes a routine, ensuring it is challenging but manageable. 4. Make it satisfying. Reward yourself with a relaxing activity after your walk, like enjoying a cup of tea or watching your favorite show. Also, track your walks on a calendar and celebrate each day you go for a walk. Implementation intention example. To make sure you stick to your new walking habit, set a clear plan. I will go for a walk every evening right after dinner. By following these 4 laws, you can create a supportive environment that encourages the formation of healthy habits and makes them easier to stick to. And that's a wrap on Atomic Habits by James Clear. Remember, the essence of the book is that tiny, consistent actions can lead to monumental changes. Think of your habits as seeds, plant them right, nurture them daily, and watch them grow into mighty oaks of awesomeness. If you enjoyed this summary, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more brain-boosting book summaries and life hacks. Drop a comment below about the habit you're excited to start. Who knows, you might just inspire someone else. And hey, if you haven't read Atomic Habits yet, what are you waiting for? Grab a copy and dive into the nitty-gritty details. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay curious and keep cultivating those habits.